Hello, I am Prabal Ghura, and today I'll be giving you a presentation on how to implement control objects in your apps. Let's start by having a demo. I developed this app 2 months ago. It's named Marble Amount. It's currently live on store, so you can download it. Yes. The game goes like this: you click on a marble and click on an empty spot, jumping it over another marble, and the marble over which you will be jumping over it will be removed. Once again, I click here, I jumped it over this marble to this empty space, and this marble is removed. Okay, so the catch here is you have to remove all the marbles, leaving only one marble on this board, and that too on the same spot from where you have started. Like in this case, I have started from this central spot. Okay, you can also deselect it. Click here. Yes. So it's kind of a puzzle, right? Now let's have a look at another feature. This is undo the previous move. Again, 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 again. And then you can also redo it. So it's like a complete undo collection and redo collection. You have to manage that, you have to implement that. Okay, now let's have a new game. Now let's return to the main screen. So now let's talk about this, how I have created this. Okay, now first one, this is the main page. This is the main page. It has 4 buttons. This is an image. These all are images. These marbles, these are images. And we also have 3 images here. This is the first one, which is one state. This is the second one, which is an empty state. It depicts the empty state. And this is again the selected state. Okay, now if you know that every image or every control has something associated with it called tag. This is the tag value. For this it is 43, and like this, for this it is 2. Like you start from here, this is row 0, column 2. It goes like this: 0 0 1 2 3 4 5 6, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so this is 2 for the 0 2. This is 0 3 0 4 1 2 1 3 1 4, and similarly this is 2 0 2 1 2 2. So I hope you understand that this is the pattern for naming, but it is also the pattern for tagging these. This is the property called tag. It's a arbitrary value it is, and it's just, you can say it's a custom variable which you can set for any control object. Okay, for any control. So it also has something. It's so in the tag you can store any type of value. It should be a string only. there is no limitation that it should be a integer or anything like that. I have used the property, that's why I am telling you about this. The second thing is which is of our use is holding enabled. It depicts something in this context, but we'll be using it for checking whether it's holding some marble or not. The spot, it is holding some marble or not. Now let's switch over to the coding part. First of all, I have a class over here named undo. So what we have here, there is a start index. This is a private string, start and end. So these are called by these properties, start index and end index. These are the getters and the setters for these two properties. It has nothing else in it, just two strings. Okay. Now this is our next class. It is called undo collection. So what we have in the undo collection, it inherits generic list of undo. Generic is an important term here. We have generic collections in Visual Basic, and this is a generic list of undo. So it means that this class will hold a list of undo elements. Okay. So if we are using it here, we have to overload some of its functions. For example, the first function is this is the last function, the add function. When you will be adding anything to the undo collection, it will get added to this collection. These are just overloaded methods. These are okay. So also a list has a function named index of. It returns the index of the element which is passed on to this function. Okay. So we are overloading contains function using this index of. Like if the list contains certain element which is passed on to it, so it should return -1 not equal to index of data type. That means if the index of the data type id is -1, it will return true, else it will return a false. Okay. So by this we can check whether a certain list contains an element or not. So this is all about the class which we have used. Now there is main page coding. Okay, this is a small code, don't be scared by its size. We have some public variables, global variables. The first one is marble. We use this marbles to hold the collection of these marbles. These are the images. It is a generic dictionary. For a dictionary, it is a key value pair. So when you pass on a key, it returns you the value at that space. Okay. And now we have another variable called collection. It is used to store the game course. Means which are the moves that we have to record for undoing and redoing again and again. This is the undo number. Undo number, it is just for keeping the track of which step it is currently in the list which we are undergoing. Okay. And empty is the integer which stores which spot was empty in the beginning. Like for the main game course, it's always 33. Okay. The starting spot which was empty. Now we have another variable, temporary one. This is an image. This variable will hold the value of the selected image. For example, what was the thing which was happening here? We select a marble and select another marble or another spot to mark our move, right? This will be holding the spot, the initial spot from which we have selected. This is a temporary one, and this is picked. This is a boolean. It will be true when we will be holding, or we have selected anything. It will be false when we have deselected anything. Okay, or the move is over. So first of all, we have two functions, two subs here. The first stub is to allocate. it will take an argument, an image argument, and with add handler to it. Means whenever it is tabbed, it will add the handler of marble click. This is a function over here. We will find it later. Yeah, this is the function. Okay, so it allocates its add handler, and then we add that into the collection of marbles. We add that element, but like in the add, we take two parameters. First is the key, the second is the value. The key is any integer by which you will be accessing that member, and the value is the actual value which you will be passing there. Okay, so what we have done, we have already set the tags of all the elements, and now we are passing it over here. For the first element, it was pb2 element. We will be passing 2, and we will be getting this result, of that image will be available to us, and its holding will be true. Its holding will be set to true, that it's actually holding that marble in it. The spot is holding that marble. The second function is it's empty. Yeah, it's a simple function. It will be returning us whether the spot is empty or not. So we will return this marbles. We will be passing this key, like which the spot is we are talking about. Okay, and then it will return. If it's holding enabled, we are taking this boolean as the value whether it is holding or not. If it's false, then return true, means it's empty. Okay, otherwise return false. Okay, now we have this main page loaded event. It will allocate all these. First of all, it will set the empty space, empty position, the initial empty spot. It is 33, which is 3 3, and then it will allocate all these elements, all these images. Okay, this will run. Okay, now we will set pick to false, means initially no marble is picked or selected, and we will set this is holding enabled for pb3, the central marble. We'll set it to false because it's empty initially. Yeah, now we have this function, this sub. This is marble click. Yeah, this is the sub shared for all the click events for these marbles. This is the most important sub over here, and it's only, I think it's not more than 54. Okay, we'll start it. First of all, whenever we click on some marble, we are taking L as the image. This is the direct function. This is the direct cast for the sender. Yeah, have a look. This is the sender, and this is the tabbed event arguments. So we are only interested in this sender, means which sender is calling this method, which sender is calling that method. We will store that into L. But as it can be seen, the sender is an object, so we need to direct cast it into an image. Okay, so what's there in L now? It's the image which has been clicked. Okay, so the first thing is, if picked, the global variable picked, if it's true, means like any element is already selected. So what will be the move? It depends. If that's a valid move, then it will make that valid move. Otherwise, if it's not selected, then we should select it. For the first thing, it is selected. Yeah, so now it is holding enabled. So the marble was already clicked. If holding enabled is false, means the place over which we are landing the previous marble, if it's empty, then only it's possible, right, to land that marble into that space, because we cannot move marble to another spot which is already filled with another marble. Okay, so yeah, and this it is not the same of that temporary one. So the element so the already temporary one, as I have already said, it contains the spot or which is already selected. Okay, So the names are not same, means the object are not same. Okay, now this is the catch here. Math absolute. If L dot tag means that our current marble and our previously selected marble, if they have a difference of 2 or they have a difference of 20, like first it is for the row and second one it is for the column, they should be in the same row and or in the same column with the space in them, with a one row blank within them. Okay, and also yeah, and also the marble which is between them, right? uh, this depicts the marble which is between them. Yeah, this thing, it should also be having, it should be also be holding some another marble. Its holding enable should be true. So these are some of the conditions for which we check that the marble which we have already selected, it should be filled. This landing spot, it should be empty, and the middle spot, that should be filled as well. Okay, so these are all the conditions which we need to ensure a valid move. So first, this is an undo type object. We set its start index to the element from which it has started, the move has started, and this is the ending. If undo number, like the undo number is depicting, as I have already said, which on the collection list on which move we are currently. Okay, if it's less than collection dot count, I'll be explaining this code later. Okay, otherwise we'll be adding this undo which have happened, because we need to store the game course. Okay, we'll be adding this undo over onto the collection, and we will set the undo number to collection count -1, so just one behind the collection count, right? So now what will happen, the temporary one, yeah, we'll be changing the images of the of all these three spots. Like the initial spot from which we have started, it should be empty. Yeah, this is the empty, this is this image right over here. Yeah, this image, this have the same name. Okay, and then its holding enabled should be false. Like I'm changing all the properties here. Its source should be changed, its image should be changed, its holding enable variable should be changed. Yeah, in these 3 lines, in these 6 lines. Okay, so now it's trying out a function. If the ending condition has reached, then show ending. Okay, means you are not able to move any other elements, you should be taking it according to that. Some might ask a question, why I'm using this try catch block here, because there is some problem with this ending. I'm using some elements which may not be there into the list. For example, what if I try to access element 1 which is not into the marbles? For that I have took try catch block here. Okay, else this condition was, if it's the valid move, like I'm not going over to another place to make that move. If else condition is reached, then change the source of the initial image to the normal, not the selected one. Okay, and its holding enable should be true, set to true. And this is the else condition for if it's holding enabled, like yeah, it will also set to the initial values, like source will be set to the same value. Okay, and pick should be set to false after even if the move is valid or not. These two depict the invalid moves, these two blocks. Okay, and even if it is a valid move or invalid move, pick should be set to false. Okay. Yeah, this is a second condition. If the picked is false, the pick was initially false and I have clicked on a spot which is a marble over there. So if that's holding enabled, if that spot is holding any marble, then this temporary one variable should be set to that. Okay, and then it would be highlighted. The pick would be set to true. So these two parts, this block, these two blocks, if else if and end block, these are complementing to each other, setting variables for each other. Okay, so now this is the variable which this is the method which we talked earlier, the ending function. We have a generic key value pair here named concha. Yeah, it will be a generic key value pair for images. Means I'll be passing an integer and it will give me an image. Okay, for each concha in marbles, like I'll be traversing the whole marbles collection. If not C type, C type is also like direct cast, but it may result into some exceptions. So I haven't used it mostly in my program, but I have used it here. Okay, if it's I'm running this for all the marbles. Okay, for all the marbles collection. If it's holding enabled is false, means the spot is empty right now. Then it should be checking for all these pairs, like the one next to it with one gap. All this means you can take it here. I can explain it here. Like I'm talking about this spot. Okay. Then I'm checking about these spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If this spot is filled and this is also filled and this is empty, so no move can be made into this direction. Yeah, that is what I'm checking in for all these directions. So if we have for each marble, if we are into such a situation that this marble, this spot is filled and this spot is also filled and this is empty, so neither this can move nor this can move. Okay, so I'm checking it for all the marbles. So this is my condition, this is the basis of my condition for this ending condition, right? And now if it's if it returns, means if it's empty, this is for not and this is empty, right? So this is the show ending position. This ending function is done, so now we will move to show end. Start spot as boolean, and yeah, start spot is the thing which I have mentioned earlier. That's the catch of the game is like this. You need to end over that same spot from which you have started. The spot which was empty initially should be filled at the last, containing only one marble on the entire board. Okay. This is the remaining. What is the remaining number of marbles? If it's 1, superb, and if you have reached the start spot condition, outstanding. Okay. So for I as integer 1 to 70. Look, now I have traversed the loop from 1 to 70 because we have marbles ranging from 2 to 63, right? Yes. So these all values lies between these range, and for that reason I have a try catch block here for if I will be accessing some marbles, like say marble 1, it's not available in the list, so it will be giving an exception, and so that I can move on to the next element, right? If the marble is empty, if its holding is false, means it's empty right now, and yeah, and the start spot is also empty, then start spot is true, means the only marble which should be empty, that's the center marbles which should be empty, then this start spot is true, and otherwise it will be including all these leftover marbles right over here. Okay, so this is another function ABC. This is only used to present you what is your winning condition, whether one marble is left or another marble is left. This will taking two arguments, remaining and start from, defining your winning condition and the message to be passed. Okay. Yeah, we have another method here, it is reset. Okay, so for this we are traversing a loop from 1 to 70 again, and all this try catch block as explained earlier. If the marble dot tag is empty, means this is for the empty spot. Then its image should be set according to that, the empty spot, and its holding enable should be false. And otherwise the image would be set according to that, and the holding enable should be set to true. Okay. Collection, the undo collection, which we have not talked yet, that how we will be using it. We have talked about how we would be maintaining it, but not how we will be using it. It should be cleared, and undo number should be set to -1. It's similar to that what happens in a stack type of thing. Okay. Like when a stack is empty, its index is -1. Okay, yeah, this is another function. So with ABC I have already talked about, and this is this take two parameters, remaining at start spot. If remaining is 1 and start spot is 2, it prints a message according to that. Okay. And we also have a do nothing handler here. Yeah, this is the one. It does nothing, but it's necessary for this operation of showing message box, message dialog. So messages are according to that. Let's move on to the next thing. B1 click. Yeah, which was the B1? Button 1. Yeah, this was button 1. When we click on it, what should happen? It should be restart. The game should restart. This is B1, right? And the undo is, this button is B2. This is B3, redo. And now we'll talk about this undo and redo operations. So first of all, this is undo, a B2 collection, B2 button. If the collection count is 0, is greater than 0, means the undo can happen, and undo number is greater than or equal to 0. Like I'm depicting here the condition when the undo can actually happen over here. For rest of the conditions, the undo cannot happen. Okay, so this is the condition here. Name old as undo. Take the undo object and take the old as a collection item. The recent the recent item which is onto the collection. Store that into the old and make undo number decrement by 1. Okay. Now I'll be storing these values of the undo, start and the ending into these variables start and ending, and I'll be changing their course according to that. Like I'll be changing their images, their sources, this holding enabled variable, this property. Okay, yeah, these 6 lines depict the same. Like I'll be making the in first space filled, second space filled, and the third space empty. Okay. So similar here into the redo thing. If the collection count is greater than 0 and undo is less than, undo number is less than collection.count -1. Like I have moved into the collection.count collection. I have moved somewhere into the collection count. I am not on the top, so a redo is possible here. I am taken this fresh again as undo. This is the objects storing again the same thing, and this is again the 6 lines depicting the change. Like I'll be changing the start to empty, ending to filled, and this middle one to empty again. Okay. Yeah. So this was the thing. The B4 is the for the help. It's nothing here. We'll clear the marbles collection, and we'll navigate to another form, which is choose. Choose is right over here. Choose has nothing in it. It only has some instructions on it, how to play. Okay. So this concludes our session. We will take a quick demo of a rap again. Okay. So I'll be taking this. So you have seen that when the end condition is reached, so I cannot move any other marbles. So we have already that ending method is already executed. This show end is executed according to that. It says not bad. Okay. So thanks for watching. If you want to contact me for any further details, then this is my email ID. You can contact me. Thank you.